All right, Trey.
Uh-huh.
we made it. We're here.
We made it. By the grace of God, there go we.
Yeah. Um,
Whew.
how are you?
I'm good. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Travis is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Oh well, I
Oh no.
can't worry about that right in a second. Um, welcome everybody.
Yes.
This is going to be working out the kinks, I think, first episode. Um,
What the pre-show's for.
yeah. um, but I'm super pumped. Yeah, this is very exciting. I've been planning, and I felt like I've been like, Trey, I want to send you stuff. I'm gonna tell you things, but every time I'd like think of something, it's like, you know what? I don't need to tell Trey that. I don't
I was about to say you have told me nothing.
intentionally. Yes. All right. Let's. I feel like I might need to like record a intro and like
hmm
tap that and let it play before every live stream, just so like it's uniform. We can hop into it. Because there will probably be a little discussion like this, but I really want to just jump right into the story. Um,
Yeah.
and with this being the first episode, I'm gonna set the stage a little bit. Um, welcome to Table Scraps. It's our umbrella of Two Beards Play that we do all of our tabletop gaming in. If you're brave, you can go back into the archives and pull out all the old table scraps footage of Vilmark and the characters there. It's good for a chuckle or two, maybe. um, but if you can't see, if you go back and compare, I think the production quality just jumped up a whole lot right here. So I'm very
Interesting because we
excited.
actually had studio space for the last show.
So I'm very excited to try this. So for this series, I'm going to be your DM, and Trey is going to be your player. Um, and let me see. I feel like we're missing some music. Me while I'm finding that real quick. Might be loud
Remember, we
for a
can't use
second.
anything trademarked
I know. I know.
because we will get shut down fast. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
The music is a lot less finicky though. Plus, YouTube's got all that free music you can use until they decide it's not free anymore, and then you're SOL.
Right. So I don't know if you can hear it. I've got something low playing in the background. Yeah. If you could pull it up on your end, Trey, and just kind of listen
it.
to it. Yeah.
All right, we'll have to get quiet so I can hear it. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Then I won't mess with a thing. Welcome to Table Scraps. Subtitled A Ramcrown Story. I'm so excited for this, Trey. Okay.
I'm very excited too.
Right. So one thing that you're gonna get here is it's what I've heard called D&D co-op.
All right, let's not get into this semantics, but go ahead.
And I'm very excited about this. So it's going to be one player, one DM, and we're going to tell a story, a Ramcrown story. And I'd like to introduce you to Hadhod Ramcrown, which will be the player character here that Trey will be running. It's not the first time you've run this character in your life.
No, definitely not.
And And it's even if you don't know who Hadhod is, I think you'll enjoy this story. I think you'll enjoy where we take Hadhod, and as we follow him and we learn about him and his younger years. Do you wanna kind of give a introduction to who Hadhod is, a little overarching character introduction?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Just for context, like Travis said, this is not the first time I've played this character. In fact, Hadhod Ramcrown is the first D&D character I ever created. Now, I didn't start playing D&D until I was, grown and all of that good stuff. But I started playing and I came up with this dwarf. And I don't even remember how he came about, really. It was just one of those things like, I'm going to build a character and what do you want to play and all these other kinds of things. So, I just sort of made him, and he started off very two-dimensional, and then as he grew, I gave him backstory and stuff like that. He went from being just this dwarf fighter to, he's away from his clan for reasons, and then those reasons became that turns out he's a deposed prince of his people, and he was, banished, and because his family was, and this is all like developed over years, his family was dethroned, there was a coup, and that's pretty much what I want to just give you there, because that's pretty much the story that we're going to be telling, from my understanding, is the coup, the exile, how all of that went down. And I think it's going to be very, very interesting because I have to dip into a younger version of this character. He's younger and has not met any of the other characters that I have played, or that that my friends have created that I've played D&D with in this campaign, which Hadhod as a character has only shown up in 2 campaigns. The one we all played together and became friends through and stuff like that. And
which was my first D&D game, or it was Pathfinder at the time, but my first tabletop RPG game that I played, which says a lot because I have been steady DMing for the past 15 years or more.
That's pretty much where I'm at too, buddy. Like, once we got the bug in us and we had other people that wanted to play, and it was like, we need a DM, and everyone goes, at you, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I can give it a try, and then here we are. I honestly have not been a player in a very long time. I don't know how it's going to go.
I'm very excited. But yeah. So I'm going to put my DM hat on. I'm going to pull up my notes, and we're going to get started.
I was expecting an actual hat, but okay.
I was going to go full cosplay, but
in life.
Yeah, I came in on 2 wheels, so that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had my hat here, but I'm like, I don't know if this is Hadhod. Like, this is very dwarvish, but I don't.
It's very dwarvish, but I don't know if that's Hadhod. Yeah.
I don't know if this is Hadhod style. So I tried to put it on with the headset, and it was awkward and weird. So I'm like, it's too hot in here anyway.
Yeah. So overall tones could be very serious. We're telling a story, but there'll be some banter here. As as Trey and I, being good friends, we'll catch up probably in between scenes here and just kind of chit chat. But so when I did my notes, Trey, I have little speech bubbles, and it reminded me of if you ever flip through a module, it's like it tells you, read this to your players. Yeah, and I was like, you know what, that's a pretty good idea. I'm gonna block out some text, so I know exactly.
I'm gonna give my own notes.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with that. All right. We find the start of Hadhod's journey at a royal social gathering. Once a generation in the Dwarf Kingdom, the loyal clans offer one child at birth to be raised and trained outside the clan to earn the title of Tholduk. Tholduk are selected to be highly skilled champions of the king. They answer only to him and his direct bloodline. This gathering is called the Black Forge Ceremony. The inner clans come to send off their young, and the king usually says a blessing over the children before they are sent away for 100 years of training. Hadhod usually isn't asked to come to these types of special events, but his father made a point to him to be here tonight. Kind of feeling out of place, Hadhod roams around the room, shaking hands and making small talk. And that's where we're going to pick up. So, your father made a point to you, Hadhod, that you need to come to this ceremony. You are somewhat familiar with the Black Forge ceremony. It's kind of remains within the inner clan circle. Okay. And so the clan Ramcrown, the royal clan, has a inner circle of 4 or 5 very loyal clans. There's many dwarven clans, but the ones that are like very loyal, have the king's favor, these are the clans that are present. And not only are these clans present, but they're most esteemed, most respected elders, the big top dogs of the clan that to represent them are here at this social gathering. And you find yourself, I wouldn't call it a ballroom. Ballrooms aren't very dwarvish, but you find yourself in a room designated for gatherings like this, be it a celebration or maybe even a funeral or anything that has that needs reverence or needs to, be celebrated with a certain level of respect. Most of the interior of your kingdom, your halls that you roam as a child, are stone, and they're smooth. Your clan and the clans that surround you in the kingdom are they're masters at stonework. So, there's mosaics and there's stonework that would, if anybody who wasn't a dwarf somehow find their way into the halls of the Ramcrown kingdom, they would just be amazed. But what would amaze them to you is just common stonework. But in this room, this special hall, the floors are so smooth, like marble. They're reflective. And the light that they reflect come from these natural formed crystals jutting from the ceiling and the floor, as if this room was carved out of the earth. And as they were carving it, they found these beautiful crystals that they kept, and they actually bore into them a little bit to put a light inside, and then that crystal just amplifies the light in the room. Like it's almost like a disco ball, but not as cheesy, and but the floor is this speckledy marbled color, and it's reflective, and it's reflecting these lights in the ceilings, or I guess the roof or ceiling, whatever you can call it, since it's like the inside of cave, mountain, just goes up to a peak, and in the far side of the room is what would be considered an altar. It's where your father sits, it's where your mother sits, and then his closest advisors. And for the time being, as you uncomfortably are mingling, not used to these high brow social gatherings, you kind of, find yourself out of place. What's Hadhod thinking?
Well, I'm kind of torn. On the one hand, I was, I felt, kind of good about being invited here. My father wanted me to be here. I've never been to one of these ceremonies before, and how let me ask you this: how many of these ceremonies would have happened in my lifetime to be aware of? How many have happened in my lifetime that I am aware that I have not been to?
How old are you at this point?
I believe, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure I wrote all that down because I knew it was going to be important. I'm a solid 100.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not a child per se, but I'm still pretty young by dwarven standards.
So human equivalent. What were we talking, like 18, early 20?
But early 20s.
Okay. A handful, maybe. Like I said, the only reason this room would have been used was for this ceremony, which doesn't happen too often. You don't know too much about the Black Forge ceremony, but you
Right.
do know
Do I
you're.
know
Go ahead.
what the Thuluk is?
You know, yes, you do know that um your father has basically his own special group of dwarves, basically is his right hand. Like,
Right.
if he wants something done and he wants it done right and he doesn't want to have to cut through protocol or jumping through hoops, whatever, he doesn't have to check with anybody. These are his men. They only answer to him and they do exactly what he says. Now
They are on a need-to-know basis. Common dwarves would not know these people exist.
correct. Yes.
Gotcha.
You do, and the elite of the clans that are currently here, they know, obviously, because they're here and they all have to
Right.
offer up a child. Yeah. So maybe a handful of times, maybe an elder passed and respects were paid. Like I said, this would be a very, funerals,
Yeah.
religious meetings.
Yeah. I imagine we're very deep in the mountain right now.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like, if it was like a castle on the outside, like this is in the castle in like the most like deepest chamber where only royal family usually goes. Like you got to have a special pass to get here, kind of thing.
So I'm thinking that I feel good that my father wanted me to be here, and I'm looking around. I see some of the clan heads that I know. Maybe I've met their sons and daughters in passing and stuff like that. Do I see the young children being offered up to the Thulduk for this?
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do our first roll. Let's do a perception roll.
Gotcha. Did it go?
I did not see it. If it
Uh-oh,
did.
hold on. Hammering out the details.
There we go.
I'm not seeing it. What does it say?
It's a nat 20. It's the first roll.
That's how you start a show. Man, I wish I could have seen it.
Wow.
Well, all right. Tell me everything about this room.
All right. Well, I had 5 tiers of, depending on what you rolled on this perception check, the information that you would get.
Gotcha.
And the last one is 20 and beyond. So
tell me of the beyond, Travis.
Well, I'm just curious, what's your perception modifier?
Oh, +0.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, he's very young, wisdom low, tank score.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. You haven't done much living outside of the
well, I've lived, I just haven't lived,
Yeah, outside of your father's shadow. All right. So shaking hands, saying hello. You take some time and just kind of find a corner and just, post up, just kind of taking it in, doing the introvert thing where you just you're just people watching.
Yeah, I've got a drink and I'm nursing it.
The first thing you notice right off the bat, there's an older, much older dwarf lady who, as soon as you entered the room, you could tell that she was not letting you out of her sight. Because you know this lady, you've known her your whole life. She's been a nanny of sorts. When father and mother are busy doing royalty stuff, this is the lady who cared for you. Her name is Brenna. And she is just she's an elderly dwarf. She's been around for a long time. She's served the Ramcrown family for a very long time. And as long as you've been alive, you are familiar with her bright and cheerful face. You're also familiar with her stern and disciplined nature whenever you ever got out of line. Matter of fact, earlier this evening, she's the one who came by and brought your attire that you're wearing, your ceremonial clothes, and made a point. It's like, comb your beard, Hadhad. Don't come to this ceremony and be all knotted and put some beads and a braid in there too. Look nice. But
I
so
shift uncomfortably in my formal attire. She knows I don't like this outfit, but you know,
right.
I kind of motion to her like, see, I'm wearing it.
She gives you a little wink and you know, a little thumbs up, and it's like, you look great, Hadhad. So that easy spot. But you also feel another set of eyes, and it's taken you a while, and it's kind of maybe the reason you posted up in a corner. But you've felt eyes watching you, and it's almost a familiar feeling, like I know somebody who is around here, and you notice across the room a childhood friend who's just been like, wait, Hadhad is actually here? A female dwarf, your age, named Frida. Frida, you would know her from school. You know, she's a daughter of one of the higher ends of one of the clans, and you know, any education that you've done, any training, because you've done formal combat training, it's just kind of part of any royal child, male or female. They learn to fight, they learn to defend themselves, they learn, you know, the basics of stonework, you know, all the dwarven disciplines. And this is somebody that you've known a good majority of your life. Like I said, she's your age. She's got wild curly red hair that just I mean, you can't tame it. And she's got a green dress that's trimmed out in gold accents, and definitely with that perception roll, you notice, which is not common for this situation, but she's got a little glint of chainmail poking out from under there. She, you know, Frida to be, I wouldn't say tomboyish, but she's definitely, she likes to scrap and get in there with the guys, especially during training in your past. She's been pretty good. But as you survey the room, you guys definitely make eye contact, and she just kind of smiles, very friendly smile, tucks some of her wild hair kind of behind her ear, and she starts to make her way towards you. But she's across the room, so it's going to take her a minute to get through people wanting to say hello and stuff. But with that roll, that 20, you feel another gaze. Almost as soon as you noticed Frida across the room, you felt something almost as like something came up behind you and just caressed the back of your neck with long, creepy nails, just like a little tickle. Very off-putting. Yeah,
standing in a corner, so
right, yeah, very off-putting, very unpleasant. and it's just like almost like the warmth was sucked out of the corner you're in. And with that roll, you see closer to the altar. He's not like near it, like on it, but he's on that side of the room. There's a dwarf there. And I mean, as soon as you figure out, oh, that's where my bad feelings are coming from, you notice him, and what stands out first is he has this black, thin, oily, slicked back hair. Definitely balding, but just trying to keep it alive as long as you can. Looks like maybe he hasn't washed it in a few weeks. So much so that you can spot like little sores, little red dots in his scalp, where it's just like he's not maintained himself. And in very stark contrast to his head of hair is his beard. His beard, there's just something about his beard that just doesn't feel right to you. And
it's mostly neck beard, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not like a neck beard situation. It just seems out of place. Like,
Gotcha.
And then his skin, he's got really hairy arms, but the sores continue, and he almost looks like he's got dry, ashy skin. He doesn't seem really to be talking. He just kind of gestures and nods to people, and he's got a drink and like a leg of whatever kind of meat they've got served here tonight. It's standing room only. There's no chairs or tables or anything, but he's just hanging out.
Do I know who this dwarf is?
You can give me a history if you want.
Okay.
See if you remember him from anywhere.
Oh, I might.
So that's an 11.
14 total.
14 total.
14 total.
You don't notice or remember him from any clan. You feel like you've never seen this man before.
I kind of shiver and try to shake off the feeling I have just from laying eyes on him, and try not to look at him. Like I purposely try. It's like watching a dumpster fire. You can't really look away, but it's like I just try to look anywhere else. And if he tries to like meet my gaze, I purposely do not look him in the face. I don't want him to know that I have seen him, because I do not want to unintentionally invite that gross person to come over here. That, ugh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. And as you're getting these feelings of just disgust, and you try not to look at him, and you kind of side eye him, and for a second you think he does kind of what you do, and he just kind of looks away when you look at him, but he's got like a piece of meat just kind of like hanging in his beard. Ugh. And he's got the ring of grease around his mustache and his chin. No table manners for sure. And just as you feel at the pit of your gut, like just kind of upwatch Frida.
Yeah, I take a mental note to figure out who he is and make sure he is not invited to my coronation when I become king. That's not happening. Absolutely not. Just no.
Yeah. But Frida kind of breaks the pattern of like not looking, disgust. Ooh, wait, what's that? And he's like, she walks up and she's, Hedod, I didn't know you were coming.
Frida, how many of these have you been to?
Oh, Father tends to make me come and just appear. I don't know, something about, I gotta be present so people.
Anvil ceremony before?
What's that?
You've been to the Black Anvil ceremony before?
Oh, the Black Fort ceremony? No, I've never been to one of these.
So do you even know why we're here?
I know it's something to do with children.
So that's a no. Gotcha. And I give her a very condescending. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Well, do you know why we're here?
Of course, I know why we're here. Jeez.
Well, it surprises me because I never see you attend these events.
Well, I'm very busy. I don't have a lot of time. Okay, these things happen. They're pretty much a dime a dozen. I'm lying, by the way.
Hey, sure, give me a deception roll.
I'm straight up lying to this girl. Oh, okay. 19.
Wait, what's your charisma?
My charisma is a 15. I got a +2.
Wait, it's showing me. It's showing me you rolled a 9. Is that what you rolled?
I rolled a 7. No, I rolled a 17. I think our thing is off.
Oh wait, it's showing. I see a 17. Roll again.
You see it on my thing, but it doesn't roll what I'm rolling.
Ooh.
So I don't know what's up with that, but
okay, let's see. Trade. I'm gonna refresh.
Dwarf's Honor. I'm telling you what I'm rolling.
Okay, roll again. Not for this. I just want to see it again, just to see what it does. All right.
Okay, from my end, I just rolled a 9.
Okay, it's good. It's showing 9 on my screen. So
okay.
All right. So what was your deception roll?
19 total.
Okay.
Come at me, Frida.
Fine. I'm sorry. I know you're busy. I mean, you aren't going to be king.
That's probably why I'm here. My father needed me to learn this so that I can take over when he needs me to, whenever that'll be. Moradin knows.
Well, and as she's kind of awkwardly trying to find words to make conversation happen, you hear across the room loud hammering as your father, Thrain, the king, takes his which looks like just a normal smithing hammer, not even like a war hammer or anything, and just takes it and pow, pow, pow on the table to call attention. And he clears his throat, and everybody, gets silent and turns towards him. And as everybody's getting quiet, these 4 stone bassinets are rolled out onto the altar behind him. And your father begins to speak. Today, we send 4 worthy souls into the dark. The tradition of Tholduk has existed since the first Ramcrown was appointed ruler of the dwarves by gods themselves many ages ago. All clans loyal to the royal name have brought forth a child to be cut from family bonds and to be trained to be the silent hand of the of the king. The current Tholduk have served me well, fought back enemies in the dark, stopped wars before they even started, eliminated threats, and protected the throne at all cost. Your father pauses for a moment, and he turns towards you across the room, and your eyes lock. And he kind of smiles. The 4 chosen we send to the heart of the mountain today are a special group. If they prove to be worthy, not only will they serve me in my last years as king, but they will also serve my son, as he sticks his hand out and gestures towards you across the room. Your future king, Hadhad Ramcrown. And there are several cheers. There's a lot of applauding. Everybody At this moment, close to 100 dwarves in this room turn towards you, and everybody's looking at you, and you get lots of smiles, lots of nods, lots of claps, and just everybody's just taking a moment to celebrate you. Your father gestures you to come to the altar.
I finish what's left of my drink, hand free to the cup, and start walking.
She's like,
and I go up and make my way up to the altar to my father, and I make a point to kind of over the top, like, genuflect, take a knee, bow to him, pay my respects to the king of the dwarves, because, honor to the family is important.
Yeah. And as you get close, and now Trey, correct me if this is not what you would like, but I wrote down, as you approach, your relationship with your father is been a great one. He's very busy, but anytime that he's been able to be a father to you and to come and teach and mentor, he has made it a point to do that. Maybe you grew up not quite getting as much as your father's time as you would like, but you understand the situation. And sometimes you found yourself kind of enjoying maybe a little bit more freedom than most kids had growing up, with parents always being there with a watchful eye. And you did have Brenna, which was very mothering, very nurturing. But first thing that hits you is your father's smell. He's always smelled like fresh baked bread, which you haven't ever quite been able to figure out, other than your father loves to eat and he loves to drink. So that he is dressed to the nines, but you've never, maybe less than you can count on one hand, like 2 or 3 times you've ever seen your father not in his armor. Like he's got, he's always ready. He will always have his hammer by his side, his actual hammer, not the working hammer that he used to call attention to the room. But
I kind of chuckle to myself, because I can remember being a child and, seeing him being, dressed by some of his servants at a certain point, and seeing his skin and realizing that I always thought his armor just was his skin as a small child. So it's a little chuckle for me.
Yeah. And then, and his hammer by his side is truly nothing special. It's just your single hand hammer. Is that Warhammer? Is that the single hand, or that the battle hammer?
Warhammer is 2-handed. A battle hammer will be a one-hander.
Okay, so it's a battle hammer. And it's just a big old chunker. It's old. It's worn. It's got dwarvish runes kind of carved into different parts of it, in the handle. Also stone. Just kind of all one piece carved out by hand. But it's also wrapped in some kind of animal skin. And it's just, affixed to his hip. And then, of course, the Ramcrown crown. Very ornate, but the most pronounced feature is the ram's crown, or the ram's horns that just come off and flank each side of his head in a big swirl. And he smiles.
For the record, it's made of adamantine.
The crown?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it
just for flavor, but
yeah. Are the horns from a ram, or is that adamantine too?
One solid piece adamantine.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yep.
Um,
I got lore I can send you.
okay. Also, just a side note, because I'll forget. When you send me that, send me what god the Ramcrowns revere the most. If
It
there is
would
one.
be Moradin.
Morden?
Yeah, like the All-Father of dwarves.
Okay. I figured it was something like that. I was looking at your notes you sent me, and I couldn't find that. I found the whole like different pantheon stuff you had in there, but I was like, I don't know which one, so I'll let Trade tell me that later.
Yeah. Moradin is the god of the dwarves.
Okay. Right. So you kneel and offer your respects. Your father smiles warmly and sticks his hand out to help you to your feet, and gives you a dad hug, just kind of pat, 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 and continues. To honor this moment, I normally will offer up a dwarvish blessing over the children. Today, though, I'm going to let my son, your prince, complete the blessing. And he kind of turns and gestures towards the 4 young dwarven babies. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a month old. You're not quite sure. You haven't been around babies too much. They are sitting up. They are kind of cooing and cawing. And they're just kind of looking around. One's got a little tiny stone hammer that's a rattle in there. And just kind of, they don't seem bothered. But he gestures towards them and offers you, or asks you to please pray a dwarvish blessing to whoever you said your god was, over the children. Yeah.
Yep. Had his eyebrows go up, and he's sort of thinking to himself, "Man, I really wish I had paid more attention in those Sunday school classes." And he basically like raises his hands over the children and gets serious in the moment, and kind of commands the moment of it. And he raises his hands over the 4 baby dwarves and says, "May the All-Father bless you and keep you. Though you go into the darkness, know that he goes with you. And even though today you forsake your clan names, know your clans do not forsake you, for your king values your sacrifice. Blessings of the All-Father be upon you."
And in perfect unison, everybody, about 100 dwarves in the room, stomp at the same time. And then there's just shouting and cheering. And it's so loud and so sudden as you're standing there over these 4 dwarven children. They all like jump and do the toddler thing. They're like, and one's like, and then some ladies come out and who tend to the children, just push the little bassinets off to the side through a door and take them away from this room. Give me a perception roll.
While I'm doing that, I also want to say thank you for not making me roll a religion roll.
Oh.
Because I was like, ooh, this could go bad. Okay, perception, 11 total.
Okay. As everybody's kind of celebrating, 11 total. Yeah, everybody's celebrating.
In my head, I'm like, I freaking nailed that prayer. That was so good. Man.
You do see with that 11 across the room, you do see Frida just grinning ear to ear. You could tell she's just impressed. Yeah.
So. I just sort of soak it up. I raise the hand and look to everyone and like, yes, I did that.
All right. Well,
And then I just sort of look to my father to, take cue from him because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been at this thing before.
He just nods and gives a little smile of approval. And you feel like he's proud. You done good. So, yeah. So everything kind of returns to normal. Your father kind of gestures towards everybody. Finish eating. Please don't leave anything left. Take your fill. There's ale. There's food. And there's no rush. And he takes his seat there at the altar. His makeshift throne for this room. What would your do you have a name for your mother?
I never really thought it out. If you've got one, I'm willing to hear it.
Okay. Well, let me pull up. I've got a long list. I call it my dwarf name bank, so I can just pull dwarvish names on the fly. Hilda. Hilda's one.
Go again.
Bela.
Bela sounds good. Let's go with Bela.
Bela. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll put that here real quick. English teacher, how would you spell Bela?
Bayleh. Bela.
Bayleh. Ramcrown. All right. I got her in the NPC database. All right. Yeah. Your mother's there. She's kind of been sitting for the most part. Stood for your blessing and then sat down and over your father's shoulder as he's kind of giving you that nod of approval that you did good. She waves and same thing with your father. Like it's a good relationship. And your father goes and sits next to her and eats and just kind of conversates with whatever elder from whatever clan is next to him, and you're kind of left to continue socializing. Is there anything else you want to do here?
I would kind of go over to the table and maybe get me something to eat, another drink, definitely. I know these people, so I'm not entertained necessarily by what's going on at this point. So I'm gonna basically Hadhad is, now that he has done his part, is going to become very bored very quickly because he has to go through the pomp and circumstance of being there and being seen and talking to all these people and talking to, all of the, oh, you should meet my daughters and just the same old stuff. And he's going to be polite, but the longer it goes on, you could tell his patience wears thin.
Yeah, and speaking of the daughters thing, at some point during the shindig, Frida's father comes up to you. Plastered. He's had his fill of mead.
Yeah.
And
do we have an actual clan name for them, or are we just sort of going vague?
I have a clan name written down. That was another thing. I wanted to. I got all your clan names you sent me, but I need like a synopsis maybe, or like what the clan's about. I put Frida as a Pennakeep.
Yes, that would make it could make sense.
But I can. That's not set in stone. I can change that.
Well, it could work. It's fine. But did you see the note about what makes the Pennakeeps unique?
No, so I'm saying I don't have, or I couldn't find basically info for each clan and why they're named that way or what their standing is or what they're about. I just had a list of names.
I don't want to take away too much, but do you have the workflowy thing pulled up that I sent you? Because I can tell you where it is right now.
I do not.
Here, let
Yeah.
me send you a link real quick. I hate to take away from the story, but
I'm trying to
this will
find
be important.
the chat button for Discord. Oh, there it is. Show chat. Oh. Okay, I've got it pulled up. Let me make you big again. There we go.
So you got it pulled up?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you seeing?
Um.
You need to go under the Torv Morel campaign setting.
Yeah. Continents, the world skull.
Right. Yeah, under planets,
Dwarves.
continents, the world score, under the dwarves.
I see them.
Yes. And
Oh.
each one of those.
I
Yeah,
see.
I say I don't want to spoil anything. We say it could work.
Okay.
It could work, but there is, and in each one of those clans under that known dwarven clans thing should give you a breakdown of
Okay.
are they noble or commoner, what their thing is, yada yada yada.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that and set it in stone later. But for now, unless you want a designator, Frida is
I think it could work out. She can definitely be a Pinnakeep. That would make her father Pekiyum Pinnakeep.
well, we'll discuss it and
Okay,
see.
gotcha.
But her father approaches and plastered and just makes no attempt to hide what he's coming up to you for. It was like, Hadhard, your father must be very proud.
Yours too, my lord.
Yes. Well, let me not dilly-dally around it. My daughter here, Frida, and Frida just like, Father. Stop
Red
it."
is her hair now, huh?
Oh yes, completely blushing. Yeah, give me an insight check at this point.
Okay. Man, when I click away from this thing, it doesn't show.
On my screen, it says you rolled a 16.
On the thing underneath me, it says 11.
No,
So
it's the
I'm gonna
top
go-
one.
Right.
The topmost
I
one.
see 11.
There's 11 under your picture, and then there's a 16 on your picture.
On my. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I forget I'm watching the live stream, so it's a few minutes behind. Okay, so 16, and you said perception or.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trey. Here, let me start the virtual camera so you can actually see something. I forgot all about that.
What's happening?
There, that's.
Yes, that will actually be.
Is it Is it backwards for you? Because it's backwards on my screen. It's mirrored.
I don't think. Yes, it is. Well, but anyway, it's okay.
Okay.
I can read table scraps if that makes any difference, but I can now see things as they're happening, so that's nice. Okay, so sorry, you said I rolled a 16, and what am I rolling?
Insight.
That is a 16.
Okay. sorry. I'm just seeing if there's a way to flip it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh wait, this is all voice options. Here we go, video.
I do my own voices. Showing everyone behind the curtain. Someone's face is
Right.
gonna melt off.
There we go. Oh well.
Very, very reckless.
Anyway, so 16 total. You could tell that Frida is completely humiliated.
Yeah. I'm humiliated
But-
for her. My word.
I mean, you get a feeling just from growing up with her that it's not a foreign idea to Frida. She's got a crush. She's got a crush.
Yeah.
You could tell in this moment. She's like, not helping the situation, Father. But he continues. Well, you really have to start thinking about who's going to be the next Mrs. Queen Ramcrown. And my daughter is, well, I hear things. I hear, and she's just like, I mean, if she could be redder than her hair, she is at this point. And she just storms off. Oh,
Yeah.
look, how, Frida, come back here. And he just kind of, already forgetting what he was talking about because he's so drunk, just kind of storms after her.
Let her go, my lord. I mean, she is of fair persuasion. She is one of the toughest fighters I've ever met in my entire life, and this is a battlefield that neither of us are very familiar with.
Do you fancy a woman that's versed in combat?
As you have said, I do have to give much thought to who shall sit in my mother's spot on those thrones and the others. And I have given it considerable consideration. And just know that I am thinking presently on certain candidates. I'm being vague, all get out, but still trying to give him a drunken, maybe. You know,
and in his drunken state, he is tickled. He is so pumped at the idea that his daughter could be the next Queen Ramcrown. And he's just like, I mean, he just grabs your hand in his, both of his, and he's just rubbing it and just giving it like, oh, bless you, Sir Hadhard. I am so grateful for your favoring eye on my daughter. If there's anything we can do for you, please let us know. And and he just, I don't know if you've got a ring on, but he thinks you do. He just kind of like gestures towards the ring. It's like,
I would have like a family ram's head ring on.
And he's like, long live the Ramcrowns.
Yes, thank you.
And he bows.
And I like take my hand back.
Yeah, it slides out pretty easy. He's a little slimy right now. He's just sweating. He's just like, it's the ale's coming out of his pores. And
yeah. So I pat him on the shoulder and try to make a hasty retreat in my head, thinking the whole time, I'm definitely not marrying into that family. Oh my God.
All right. Well, if you've got nothing else you want to do.
No, I'm just trying to survive at this point.
Yeah. You find that it could be an appropriate time to head back to your quarters. It's late. Brenna kind of gives you the eye like, you ready? You ready to go? You know,
I give her the nod and I sort of motion to my mother and father, and I'm like, I'm gonna go say goodnight and let that be that.
Yeah. Your mother notices you and waves and is like, have a good night, Hadhard. Sleep well, child. And all your father is interested in is your mom right now. He said, you could tell he's got his little dwarven hand on her shoulder, just kind of rubbing it and just rubbing the back of her neck and just kind of giggling. His cheeks are red, and
that's funny.
And your mother takes like a leg.
See that, and I'm like, and I like bow and wave thankfully and start scoppering out of there.
Yeah, and your mother takes a leg of lamb and just kind of beats him away. It's like, stop.
And I'm like, old people.
Yeah. So you make your way back to your room. You find yourself in your quarters. You know, it's a pretty nice room. You are underground, so there's no window or balcony or but you do have a nice comfortable bed. One side of the room,
immediately start taking off the armor and all that stuff and just dropping it wherever it lands.
Okay. Yeah, and then one side of the room you do have some basic gear, weapons and armor and stuff that you've acquired through training. and just family and gifts. But you know, your armor, you've got a few weapons there. Nothing fancy. You've got an actual like little training dummy on one side of the room there that you can take a whack at if you want to. Along the stone walls. Okay, question. Ramcrown colors, blue and gold, like your dice?
Yeah, pretty much blue and gold, maybe a little bit of green filigree here and there, but nothing garish. Like it blends well.
Okay. So yeah, hanging on the wall in drapes, it's just blue and gold. Or maybe blue with gold trim. Just kind of, you know, it's decoration. To kind of spruce up
I didn't put it there, but it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. It spruces up the stone, the cold stone brick walls. And you know, at the foot of your bed is a giant animal fur rug. You've got a fire going in your room. You've got like a nice big fireplace. It's very nice room. But Brenna, you know, kind of escorts you to your room. Just, you know, she's like, thank you for letting me walk with you. I was looking for a reason to get out of there. These old bones don't handle those.
You and me both, Brenna. You and me both. Are they all like that? Are all the Thuluk ceremonies that dry?
Well, the full dogs don't happen. The Black Forge ceremony doesn't happen too often. Maybe once or twice a generation. If they're good at their job, they live a long time, and there's not really a reason to have a fresh group, you know?
Hold on, Brenna. We just brought in 4 new ones.
Right, yes.
Right?
Yes. The
I'm
current...
not going to talk to you to get the report about what happened. What killed 4 Thulduk?
No, son. No, they're not dead. They've been serving the king for a very long time.
So they're retiring?
More or less, yes.
You're being vague, Brenna, but I'll take your word for it. Okay.
I'm giving you the information that I know. Even me, I don't... The status of the Thulduk, the identity of the Thulduk, very top secret, and I don't have privy to that information.
Can I roll an insight to see if she does and she's not telling me?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I'm like, Brenna's been around a long time. She's a nanny who got invited to the Black Forge ceremony. Come on now. Yeah, big number. All right, so that's an 11.
You feel like she's telling you the truth.
And I'm like, okay, Brenna. And I kind of walk over to my desk and sort through some letters.
All right. Well, she didn't stay too. She didn't adventure. Oh, sorry, she doesn't come into the room too far. She stays near the door as she's kind of talking to you after she walks you there. Make sure not to damage your royal attire. Hang it up and you know, I'll pick it up in the morning and make sure that it gets cleaned for the next time you might have to attend one of these ceremonies.
And I'm kind of half listening. I have gotten like a quill and a piece of paper, and I'm like finishing up a letter that I was in the middle of writing, and I'm just sort of like, yes, I will. And you know, and then I start like folding it up and sealing it as she finishes talking. But what else?
That's it. If will you bring me food?
You don't need work for it.
Thank you, love. Yeah, and with that, she gets the hint. You're like, oh, all right.
I say, well, before you go, hold on, and I seal up the letter, and I'm like, she would know all about this. She says, like, can you make sure this goes where it needs to go? And all it is addressed to is LR.
LR.
She would know who that is, and I'll tell you, Travis, later.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's like, yes, young prince. And with that, she turns, leaves, and give me a perception roll.
as I turn back into the room, I purposely step over all the armor she told me to hang up. 12? Okay. 12. I am tired. I am over it.
You hear as she leaves and closes the door, she locks it behind her. Not
Does she normally
abnormal.
do that?
Not abnormal, but since an adult, she doesn't usually do that.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm like, she hasn't done that in a while. Oh well.
Somewhat normal practice, but yeah, like I said, as you've been an adult, not as common.
Gotcha. I would go down into my private stores of mead and booze and get me a drink that I actually like, and then come back up. Because I've got it in good with the Brewer clan. Like, the Aneabeards take care of me. So
Right.
I get my good drink, I come back up, put my feet up next to the fire, maybe grab something to read, and I try to decompress from the evening.
All right. Yeah, no, nothing eventful from this point on. Just just yeah,
I fall asleep. If nothing happens, I literally would read until I fall asleep in my chair.
okay. What would you be reading? Kind of.
I would be reading the epic tale of Beard Gamesh, a fancy, a very well-known dwarvish mythology fighter. Like, I fancy myself the modern day Beard Gamesh. Like, I'm obviously that good. So, like, I just read up on his stories, anything of his myths I can get a hold of. I have made a point to study in my time.
Fun. All right. Well, yeah, you would read that until you pass out. So, Adhod drifts off to sleep, propped up in his reading chair with his cup of ale or whatever you had to drink there on the table next to you, and your chair scooted a little closer to the fire as you prop your feet up and really just enjoy yourself in this book. And you fall asleep. And what starts off as a peaceful slumber, ale-induced slumber, you find yourself drifting into a dream state. And it's not a very pleasant one. You have the return feeling of the off-putting sensations you had whenever you spotted the nasty-looking dwarf in the ceremony. You picture his large, bulbous nose, his sores. In your dream state, they're just more pronounced, and they're just red, and they're oozing, and what was slick back, thin black hair now is just kind of like just falling and just a mess, and that really off-putting beard that you just can't put your finger on it, but it's just something weird about it. And he's just staring you down, and you almost feel like you got sleep paralysis, like you can't move, but you can't look away. And as he reaches out a hand towards you, fingers crusty and ashy and nails longer than they should be for any dwarf, you feel the hand just cover your mouth as maybe he's trying to snuff out your life. And you wake up and you immediately feel a hand over your mouth, and you're making eye contact with Brenna. And she's like, "Hush, child, don't say a word. I need you to be very quiet, and I need you to come that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Ooh, man.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining the first episode of D&D Co-op. Table Scraps, a Ramcrown story. Dude, I'm so excited for this. That was fun.
I had a blast.
Yeah. So I'm learning, okay, what one page, like say if this amount of notes in a group of 6 would take maybe
Yeah.
3 sessions is pinching it for one session because there's not
Yeah.
as much little sidetracking and dilly-dallying and
Yeah, it's just me getting through there. I didn't crack as many of the stupid jokes I had in my head, so
you should
we were
you could
moving.
you could Hadhod would crack well maybe Hadhod after
I'm about to say, I cracked the Hadhod jokes. The Trey jokes stayed up here for the most part. I'm like, don't derail the story.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Hey, if you really like it, consider subscribing. We're going to do this weekly as best we can about this time on Wednesdays. So, hit subscribe, come back when you get that notification and, watch the part 2 live. We're going to start eventually introducing some viewer feedback or viewer interactions into it. We're going to start easing into that. Right now, we're getting the story started, and I'm already excited for the next one because I already know what's coming.
I am. I have been sitting on this excited for like weeks now, and now that was the fastest hour of my life. Like,
Right.
I was like when you were like, and that's where we're gonna end. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'll kill you, Travis. What are you doing? Like, you cannot leave me like this.
Yeah, I gotta leave it on a cliffhanger.
Oh no, it's good. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
So yeah, again, thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. We got a few more subscriptions over the past week, and we're excited for that. Yeah, just let us know you like it, and if you like D&D, you've got friends that like D&D, share it with them too. So, but with that, my wife brought me Goldfingers for dinner, and I'm about to go scarf this
That's
down.
why the session ended. Travis.
Yeah,
is like,
yeah.
num-nums."
I got my barbecue nugs and my sweet potato fries. I'm excited. So, anything else, Trey?
Not just thank you, buddy. Like, when we were talking about doing this, I was like, there's only like 1 or 2 people I would trust to tell this story, and use one of them. So I was like, if anybody can do this, Travis can do this, and I'm excited. It's good to be back in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
me and you have been building this shared world for many, many years, and to be back in it and actually help fleshing out part of it again is just super exciting. And I'm having a blast already, and I haven't done anything but be terrible to people.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. We love you. God bless. And until next time.